Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of your friendly neighborhood giants? Spider-Mans? I don't know.
Sure.
Friendly giant. Hey, this is Idiots of the Round Table. As always, I'm Curtis Dominique. I'm here with El Numero Uno, number one. Yeah, you know.
Mr. Malorian, how's it going? And we are here with another non-spoiler review, this time of Thor Ragnarok. But first, we want to thank our sponsors. Big, huge thank you. We didn't have the pizza out at the moment. We ate before we went. But to Ollie's Pizza, amazing place there in Fort Saskatchewan. This is probably their last month, so if you are at all getting any pizza ever in this month, go to Ollie's, guaranteed. Get the meat lover, stuffed crust with the pepperoni. Like, this is the only time to have this, right? Later on, you're going to have your crappy little pizza with 2 pieces of pepperoni, and your grandfather's going to tell you about tales of Ollie's Pizza. Go there now before it's too late.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Who else do we have?
Well, we also have the Canadian Brew House. So, I mean, they're not going anywhere, so that's great. They got locations all over. But hey, the one in Fort Saskatchewan's always great as well. Tons of beers, tons of TVs, tons of burgers, tons of appetizers. Basically just looking for a place to hang out and watch whatever show. That's pretty much one of the best places to go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We like to go there just to hang out and drink and talk about the show.
Yeah. So let's talk about Thor Ragnarok. So what did you like about it?
It was good to see Thor and Hulk back.
Yeah.
You know, it was good. I thought the cameo with Doctor Strange. I don't know. Like, whatever. I understand why they put it in, because that was the way that they had to do it. Like that, to follow the storyline, there was no way that they could get there without him just going, like, get out of here type thing, and sending them there. And again, we're not trying to spoil anything, but it's an integral part, but it was like a minute.
You know, it almost didn't need to be there whatsoever.
No, but again, I guess it's just his sorcery and his power and his time travel and his thing that could send other people to locations where they could normally not get to quickly, where I guess there was a limited amount of time to get to said place. You know,
I mean, it could just be a thing where in the future they're wanting to have it so that, okay, all the characters are introduced, and so in the next movie, when, you know, they have to try and fight Thanos or whatever, they don't want to spend time there where, hey, Thor meets Doctor Strange, now they know each other. So.
But it was the craziest thing from the last Marvel movie where he's drinking a beer with them. It was like the exact same scene where he's drinking the beer when they're talking, and it's like, there's got to be new stuff. That's what kind of... That bothered
other
me
stuff in there, right? No. So, I mean, we'll talk about this, I guess, when we get bad, where there's a lot of stuff that was, if you saw the trailers, you're seeing a lot of the good stuff in the movie, but there is, to talk about the good, lots of other stuff, right? It's not like some movies where really that's it. They showed, 90% of the best stuff. I'd say they showed you like a good, maybe like just, 20% of the good stuff. And there's still tons in there that they didn't show that was amazing.
And you said the playtime on this was an hour and a half.
That's what I heard. I didn't double check it, but it's supposed to be one of the shorter ones. So people are really worried that when you have to fit in Doctor Strange and Hulk, and then they gotta go and fight with Loki and fight, Hela and all these things. Like, how do you do all this in that time? And it was a fast pace, but it didn't seem like it was too fast. It verged on that.
It was fast, and it was basically like boom, like this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. And you're just kind of going, there was no parts where I don't think I was bored, or I don't know, were you? No? Where you're kind of like going, oh my God, I'm at a DC movie. Can this wrap up? Like, oh my God. Like, oh yeah, Batman and Spider-Man. You ruined it. The cartoon was way better. Like, and again, I'm saying that because the next movie we're going to see, I think, is going to be Justice League.
Probably.
I'm telling you right now, here's the non-spoiler spoiler for that. It will be a 5 or below for me.
There'll be some sort of dream sequence that's going to be awful. So, but otherwise, I mean, I do really like that where this was go, go, go. A lot of the music was like bang on as well. They really kind of went for that Guardians of the Galaxy, the first volumes type of thing. And it was great all the way through. I mean, a lot of the music was in the trailer, so you'll hear that there. But yeah, it was just great fight scenes to great music. and just a lot of fun going all the way through. And it seemed like, it doesn't matter if you're someone who's coming in who knew the comics and knew the different type of timelines you're trying to put together, or if you would just be coming into this being like, hey, I generally like these types of movies, I think everyone's going to like this movie.
Yeah, because they kind of recap you throughout the movie of where everybody went and why they're here and what happened. Because even with Hulk, it's like, what happened? Like, and then they watch something that explained a lot, and you're like, okay, yeah, all right, I can see that. That makes sense. And it's not like one of these ones where it's a dream within a dream within a dream. This is not Inception. It basically explains. If you're new, this is what's happened. We're here. We're continuing forward. You know what's coming because they hinted at it massively. They hinted at it twice, and like when they're in the throne or the treasure room, and there's Thanos' glove. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" and she's like, "Fake, like kind of knock," and it's like, is that the Tesseract? Like, there's a bunch of stuff where I'm like, what's going on? How? But could he get them? Possibly. Like, I don't know. Maybe Thanos has a fake. I don't know. But whatever they're doing, it's really cool. And there are some huge enemies that are still out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Which well, I was kind of like, holy jeez, this is awesome. They didn't wrap up and kill everybody. It's like, no, that's out there. What? That's out there.
But I guess one of the things you should probably prepare yourself is like, they kill a lot of people in this show here. And of course, it's like, okay, you're going to kill off Joe Nobodies. But if you were a fan of the Thor movies so far, and there's some characters you're getting kind of attached to, maybe don't.
Yep. they Walking Dead them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess they have to. Ultimately, everybody knows what's going into this, that they're Ragnaroking a planet or a whatever. So that usually means that a lot of people are going to go. Yeah. And if you don't, sorry, this is not a spoiler. Just, like Brian has said, be prepared.
I guess also say that with Thor himself, right? Where you kind of knew, like, going into this, from the trailers, the hammer gets destroyed and things like that. But I kind of really thought that, okay, sure, he's probably going to take a path closer to what happened in the comics. And again, I'm trying to keep this non-spoiler. But they really just kind of like, hey, you know how Thor was like this back in Avengers? Wow! Now he's something completely different. So that's going to be interesting going forward to see.
He turns into Raiden. Basically, he's the non good Raiden, because I think Raiden would kick this guy's ass. Like, it's the same thing. Come on, with the electricity. First thing I thought of was, hey, it's Raiden. It's
that was a little bit of trailer, so that's not really too much of this.
I know.
So anything else good you want to say before we try and touch on some bad?
You know what? I always liked Carl Urban. I always liked him as an actor, and just lately he hasn't been getting any good roles. This, I liked him as the good / bad guy.
Yeah.
Cate Blanchett, man.
Amazing. Yeah, she did really well with this role.
And it's, if you ever watch her, because I had a few behind the scenes, she's very, her eyes tell a story. Like, she's very verbose with her eyes. Mm-hmm. And during the show, that's all I was watching. Not only is she hot as shit, like, it's like I was kind of going, holy man, this chick, like, she's an older lady, but it's like, man, she's hot as hell. But her eyes are very expressive, and that's what I kept looking at. Loki, you know what you're getting with Loki. He's changed too now.
Well, you never know. You never know, right?
Well, okay, so when you watch the film, Loki flip-flops a few times. We'll say flip-flops a few times. Thor's new. Hulk, new. Like, it's a new leaf for Hulk now.
Yeah, well, to get more talking about Hulk in the spoiler version, because, we can't really talk about that. But I guess one thing we could say that is non-spoiler is just the fact that visually, they again changed the way he looks.
Yeah.
What did you feel about that?
I felt it wasn't good. He looked like he had a huge body and a tiny head. Like that's what I thought, because I was just kind of going, like you were, and I couldn't quite peg it, and maybe now that you've said that, there was something off about him. The animation wasn't that good. Because he didn't look like Mark Ruffalo that much when he was in Hulk. When in other Hulks, he looked like Ruffalo. Like he had that look to him.
I actually had exactly the opposite comment, where it seemed like this time they were trying to force his face to look more like Ruffalo.
Oh.
So whereas before it was like, this is the Hulk, we'll kind of Ruffalo it. It's like this one here, they like, okay, we're going to just start with Ruffalo, make it green, and go from there.
Maybe, yeah, I drank a little bit before he was, so maybe I was off. You know, I don't know. That's it.
So let's try and get to some bad now. So what did you not like about this movie?
Again, the boss fight is always quick, and it's just for somebody who's supposed to have unlimited power, which they explain why.
Yeah.
She should be able to destroy everything. Like, don't get me wrong, she destroyed everything except for one thing that ultimately. But you know, like it comes down to I've got this, I've got this, I've got this guy, I've got this, and then it's just I'm gonna go up against 3 people who I could kill right now. Doesn't. Like, it's always that bad guy thing where they always let the good guys live, or you know, just I'm gonna take my spear and just cut your cheek right now. Oh no, I just cut your cheek a little bit. No, like
it's almost. Oh, I can't ruin it. Oh, I got a joke I want to do, but I can't do it until the spoiler. Okay,
yeah, but I'm just saying that's what kills me. If was a bad guy, everybody would be dead in seconds. Like, oh, don't tell me where is this, or I'm gonna start killing everybody. You just start killing people. You know what? You get through half of them, somebody's gonna tell you something.
You know, I'm gonna agree with you that it's a lot like actually like the Fan Four Stick in the way of Doctor Doom, where through the movie, ultimate power, and then fighting the last, you know, hero at the end.
Yeah, no, you know what? If I played any video game where I'm the bad guy, I have annihilated everybody. Because why? You are the bad guy. That is your job. Your job is to not all of a sudden gain a conscience and go, am I doing something wrong? No! I want to rule this universe. Like, Thanos is coming. Do you think he's going to give a shit? No! He's going to squash, like, all your favorite characters are dead. Just, there's a non-spoiler. So, they're dead.
Even though I compared to Fan Four Stick, I mean, that final fight still was okay, right? There was lots of action, really well CGI'd and stuff. I mean, if you ignore that type of a thing, that the power level kind of changed, we can get that in the spoilers. But to me, the one negative I want to put here, and let's put it to 2, is that if people know anything from the comics, there's a certain rock person that you should know is going to be part of this, and they really changed his character for this one here. And so it was kind of nice.
What are you talking about, mate?
Yeah, but at the same time, it was just a little bit off-putting. And then with that, the very ending. It's not like the ending credits or anything like that. We're past the boss fight. We're just before where we go to credits. And that there seemed very just kind of like... So they kind of had like, you know, the big fights and now a setup for this. And they're just kind of like and then done. So it seemed like, you know, where there was good pacing all the way through the movie, it's almost like at the very finish line, they kind of like fumbled the ball. And it's like, you know, when you're there talking the credits, waiting for the after credit scenes, it's like, oh, what do you think about the movie? Right? So I did find that was a problem. We'll talk about in the spoiler version. But any other negatives you had about this?
We'll wait for the spoiler version.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll leave it there. So what's going to be your rating on this movie?
You know what? Here's one thing that I didn't like. The hype. The hype for this movie got me really excited. It was like Batman versus Superman. And it's nowhere near as shitty as Batman versus Superman. But it's still going into this. I saw on Facebook and on a lot of the social media stuff. Mm-hmm. And I get a lot of stuff sent to me. Like, I see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, that's amazing. It saved the Thor and the Marvel franchise. And it's like, was the Marvel franchise in Doom? No. Who are these people that talk like that? I swear to God, they're at a movie theater, and then the people from Marvel are there, and they're like, "What'd you think?" I'm Tony. I'm from the Gazette. this movie is mind-bendingly awesome. Okay, we're gonna put your thing in, Tony. Meanwhile, like Bill comes out and he's like, what the fuck is it, like type thing? I don't know. To me, it was a 7, solid 7.
7 what?
7 eye patches out of 10.
Okay, yeah, we can go with that.
That's it. It's good. I like it. I would watch it again, but it's not the Avengers. Where this was like you hear all the stuff and it's like, oh my god, it's amazing. And these are gonna be the same people that go see Justice League and they're gonna be like, oh my god, and it's like Justice League's gonna be a piece of shit. Why? Because they did a lot of reshoots. The editing was not good.
We'll talk about this next week.
Yeah. Oh no. And you know what? I want to bring Jeff on the show for next week.
We should,
because he's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna be like, "Oh my god, that was the best thing, Batman," and that's it. And it's like,
So this one here, with all the hype, I'll agree with that. I thought this was going to be a 9. Walking into this,
yes,
I felt like this is going to be so amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best thing ever, and it was really good. So I don't want to take any of that away from it. I mean, my gold standard is Avengers, which is my 9, and I thought this would be there, but it's not really there. It's down, and I'm kind of fighting right now whether I want to make it a 7 or an 8. And I think in the end, where I'm going to put this is because I still didn't like it. I'm going to give it 8 squash bugs out of 10. Not make any sense to anyone until you come back and watch our spoilers.
Yep, that's it. So you know what? On that note, then we're gonna stop right now and we're gonna start recording our spoiler version. Mm-hmm. I'll try and have them up for tomorrow if I can get them encoded tonight. And yeah, so now what we're gonna do is at the end of this, there's gonna be a little spoiler thing on the YouTube.
Sure.
Go click the spoiler one. And watch that. And as always,
I don't know where it's going to be. He surprised me, so I'm going to pretend it's somewhere.
You know what? I made a bunch of new YouTube ending pages. I'll figure it out. It's going to be... You're not in it. Although we have to do that. We have to do the one where you're like, hey everybody, thanks for watching now. Check out these.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we got to do that. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching.
But no, so go watch this movie and come back for the spoiler version.
Yeah. And send us messages. People are messaging like they want to see us review some other movies. So.